So just starting my day here in Calgary, and one of my colleagues sent me this tweet from Trudeau's health minister, and in it she's talking about asking people to use this contact tracing app that the Trudeau government has put out, presumably to help stop the spread of COVID. So in the tweet, she's like, well, use the app and it's going to help stop the spread of COVID. But here's the big problem. And like, if Patty, if you're watching this, like, let me break this down for you. For that app to work, people need to get tested for COVID and get their results in a short period of time, and then presumably put that piece of information into the app to contact other people. But here's the problem. In most parts of Canada right now, it's days to either get a test or days to get results. For example, I just had a colleague here in Calgary tell me that one of his staff, and he actually works in the healthcare industry, so his staff is a healthcare worker, it is now waiting. They're on day 6 waiting for their results for the COVID test. There are people in Hamilton that have been waiting 8 to 10 days for their results. So think about this for a second. If somebody has, is symptomatic for COVID, and they go to get a test and they're not getting that positive result for 10 days, that means that it's not going into this app for 10 days. So it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like if you don't know if you've got COVID, you can't put it into the app. And then let's say this does happen for some reason, if somebody came up with a contact tracing alert on their app, they'd want to go get a test, right? So then the problem perpetuates itself because people can't get access to testing because of the huge demand on the system right now. All of this could have been prevented. All of this could have been prevented if Justin Trudeau had done what every other country around the world has done, except for us, which is go and find rapid testing technology and buy it and deploy it. So for those of you who are in Ontario, or if you're in Toronto or Ottawa today, and I know other parts of the country in Quebec as well, you're experiencing another economic lockdown. Trudeau has said, everybody stay at home because we don't have the capacity to figure out who's actually sick and who's not, because we don't have access to these rapid tests. And their messaging on this has been all over the place. Like on Friday in question period, you can scroll back and watch this in my feed. Trudeau's health minister actually had the audacity, and she was rightly pilloried for this in the National Post, to say, oh, it doesn't work. Like, what? I mean, every other country in the world is using frequent rapid testing as a way to prevent mass economic shutdown. And what do I mean by rapid testing? I mean, you can go and get a swab and have your results within 15 minutes, right? And there's a lot of technologies that don't require the same type of techniques that are being used right now that are backlogging the system. So Trudeau has completely failed to get us this technology. In fact, these tests, if they come, Canada's way at the back of the line on this. Every other country in the world wants this stuff, right? So we're way at the back of the list on this. We're probably not going to get this in any sort of quantity until spring next year. So think about this, the audacity of her asking you, pulling the wool over your eyes and saying download this app. But the app needs tests to work, right? It needs tests. Hello? How do you know if you have COVID if you can't get a test, Patty? It's just, the incompetence is mind-boggling. Think about this. So yes, in theory, this could work, but without tests, it doesn't. And this is because the Prime Minister has failed to get rapid tests. Many of you ask me, they're like, why are you pushing so hard for rapid tests, Michelle? Well, think about this. If there was a way, for those of you who are sending your kids to school this morning, right? And, one of you might, your kid might have a runny nose and you're like, oh, do I keep my kid at home? Do I take them to go get a test? But you're facing these days-long wait for results, and you're like, am I going to have to isolate, right? That problem could be fixed if you could get an easy test available at the school and have the results in 15 minutes. Countries around the world have deployed this already, right? I challenge any of you who are watching this right now to go out and try and get a test where you can get the test immediately and get your results in 15 minutes. It's just not possible, right? And it's because the federal government, this is the federal government's job. It's literally Trudeau and his health minister's job to review and then purchase this stuff. And we don't have it. And instead it's like, well, I guess we have to shut down all these restaurants that have been clinging to life again, and probably kill tens of thousands of jobs, right? So again, like just the mind-boggling ignorance and incompetence of putting a tweet out like this without any sort of plan to get rapid testing is just bananas. Anyway, I'm going to keep pushing them on this. I cannot believe that we're 7 months into this. We're going into the winter season without some sort of alternative plan that's not just mass economic shutdown. This is off the charts. This is crazy. Anyway, I'm going to get back to holding the government to account and making sure Justin Trudeau does not skate by on these important issues. Working hard for you. Have a great day.